At first glance, this scene could be viewed as just another moment in a movie, perfectly crafted with the intricate details to create an action-packed visual experience. It certainly appears that way at first, drawing viewers into its thrilling setting. This is where I wish this story ended, but what seems like mere acting is in reality a portrayal of true panic and desperation. The reality behind this scene reflects the haunting struggle of people fighting for their lives, transforming it from a simple cinematic moment into one of the darkest moments in media history. In the summer of 1927, the atmosphere on the set of Noah's Ark was charged with a mixture of excitement and ambition. Directed by Michael Curtis, the film aimed to depict the biblical tale of the Great Flood on a grand scale. To create a realistic portrayal, the production team decided to use an astonishing 600,000 gallons of water for the climactic scene. This choice, although visually compelling, was filled with danger. When the water was unleashed, it surged forth with a force that took the extras and filmmakers by surprise. Instead of the controlled flow they had rehearsed, the floodwaters became a torrent, sweeping away those unprepared for the intensity of the scene. The extras, caught off guard, found themselves battling the overwhelming current. Scenes of joyous acting quickly shifted to panic and desperation as many struggled to stay afloat in water that was much more powerful than any rehearsal had indicated. Tragically, during this chaotic sequence, 3 of the extras lost their lives to the unforgiving waters. Their death was a horrifying reminder of the risks involved in film production, especially when safety was not prioritized. Reports from the set indicated that injuries were widespread, with around 35 people requiring medical attention. Some suffered severe injuries, including broken bones, while one individual faced the grim prospect of amputation due to the extent of their injuries.
She was named one of the worst cooks in America, and she's from Simpsonville. Ariel Robinson has become a household name.
Authorities in South Carolina say 29-year-old Ariel Robinson and her husband, 34-year-old Jerry, were arrested.
In late 2020, Ariel Robinson became a household name as the winner of Food Network's reality cooking competition, Worst Cooks in America. This series challenges self-proclaimed terrible cooks to undergo a culinary boot camp, where they receive guidance from professional chefs to improve their skills and ultimately compete for a cash prize. Ariel, a school teacher from Simpsonville, South Carolina, showcased an eagerness to learn and a vibrant personality that captivated audiences. She was seen as a charismatic figure determined to transform her cooking abilities, and the show's format allowed her to shine. Her victory on August 2nd, 2020 earned her not only $25,000 in cash, but also a chance to garner a loyal fan base and explore a newfound passion in the culinary world. However, just months later, Ariel's personal life took a tragic turn that would overshadow her culinary success. The Robinsons had recently welcomed 3 children into their home as foster parents, including 3-year-old Victoria Smith, who was soon to be adopted. The couple, motivated by a desire to build their family and provide a loving home for children in need, seemed to be on a path towards what was supposed to be a happy ending. To the outside world, their family appeared to be flourishing, and plans for a formal adoption hearing were imminent, adding a sense of hope and anticipation to the already complex family dynamic. Yet, beneath this seemingly positive surface lay an unsettling reality. Ariel struggled with Tori's eating habits, often expressing frustration over the child's behavior. Friends and acquaintances began to notice a troubling trend in Ariel's approach to discipline.
Okay, so I turn around, yell upstairs, "Shut up! I come in there and punch you in your throat!"
Eyewitnesses later recounted discussions where Ariel described her behavior towards Tori with alarming detachment, even claiming that the child would sometimes make herself sick after eating too much, a sentiment that hinted at a deeper misunderstanding of a child in need of care.
Rainbow County 911, what's the location of the emergency?
You have an emergency. Our daughter is unresponsive. She's drunk a lot of water. We're trying to pump, CPR to get out.
What address are you at? Sam, well, I'll get you over to EMS. Don't hang up. EMS and fire, what's the address of your emergency? Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Our 3-year-old daughter's choking on water right now.
Your 3-year-old daughter is what?
Choking on water right now. We need help immediately.
Okay. We'll get help on the way.
Okay.
Is she coughing like choking, or
no,
is
she's
she
not
underwater?
On arrival of the scene, the first dispatchers found Victoria unresponsive on the floor. They also noticed her legs, stomach, arms, and neck were covered in deep bruises and abrasions. During the investigation, it became increasingly clear that the beatings were not isolated incidents. Instead, they were a part of a disturbing pattern of abuse. Testimony from Ariel's husband, Jerry, who would later plead guilty to his involvement, painted a chilling picture of the events leading up to Victoria's death. He recounted moments of Ariel's explosive anger, citing instances where she would discipline Tori with belts and paddles, particularly in response to what she perceived as the child's defiance or failure to adhere to the strict expectations. Ariel Robinson was sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of homicide by child abuse in the death of her 3-year-old foster daughter, Victoria Rose Smith, on May 12, 2022. Her husband, Jerry Austin Robinson, who pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting homicide by child abuse, received a sentence of 10 to 20 years in prison, putting an end to this sick and disturbing case. This is Yuri Lipsky, a young diving instructor known for his adventurous spirit and passion for the underwater world. On April 28, 2000, Yuri prepared to dive into the blue hole, excited about the adventure that lay ahead. Equipped with a single tank of air and a video camera, he was eager to document his experience. The dive began ordinarily as he descended into the clear waters, surrounded by the stunning beauty of marine life. However, as he approached the arch, he encountered the reality of deep diving, where conditions can change rapidly and unpredictably. As Lipsky descended further, he began to experience the effects of nitrogen narcosis, a condition that can impair judgment and lead to a sense of euphoria at extreme depths. This disorienting effect contributed to an unfortunate loss of control during his dive. Instead of navigating carefully back to safety, Yuri continued downward, plunging deeper into the abyss. It was not long before he found himself in an extreme depth of 115 meters, far deeper than the limits of recreational diving. In his final moments, Yuri struggled against the crushing pressure of the ocean, his surroundings growing darker and more foreboding. The video camera mounted to his helmet continued to capture these harrowing scenes, offering a glimpse into the sheer desperation of his predicament. The news of his tragic accident swiftly reached the surface, prompting concern among fellow divers. His mother, heartbroken and determined, sought to recover her son's body from the depths. Tarek Omar, a skilled diver and well respected in the diving community, was called to assist in the recovery efforts. On April 29th, just a day after the dive, he succeeded in locating Lipsky, bringing closure to an agonizing search. In honoring Yuri's memory, Lipsky's ashes were scattered in the blue hole, a farewell to a young man who had been so full of life and passion. This final act ensured that he would remain forever linked to the waters he loved, serving as both a tribute and a reminder of the risks associated with deep diving.